welcome again to the St. Lucie County Public Schools Speakers Bureau. We welcome you if you happen to just come on and just flip the channel and here we were. We want to tell you what we're all about. We're here to encourage, to motivate, and to inspire our community. And we do that through life stories of different people who reside, most of them here, right here in our community. And these folks have been very successful in their life, and so we want to know how they got there. We want to know what the challenges were that they went through, etc. So sit back, enjoy the program. Today we have someone very special here with us, Dr. Chauncelor Howell, and he is the president and the founder of the Treasure Coast Black Chamber of Commerce. Now, I bet some of you out there didn't know that we had a Black Chamber of Commerce, but we do, and he is going to talk about that a little bit too. So at this time, Dr. Howell, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you. Glad
we
to
certainly
be here.
appreciate your time and taking out your busy time to be a part of the St. Lucie County Public School family today. So Dr. Howell, we're going to begin by asking you about your profession, what you actively do now, but what you did throughout life as well. So let's start out with what is the Black Chamber of Commerce. We want to hear about that.
Okay, well, the Black Chamber of Commerce started in 2017, and as I mentioned in our earlier conversation, I have been inquisitive about learning different things, and when I would go to various different meetings, I would look around, and I would see that there are various subject matters relative to Black people and people of color, but there was no one at the table. So I recognized that there was a gap, and I'm the type of person that if there's a gap, then I'm interested in filling that. And so I got with a friend and I said, are you aware of any Black Chamber of Commerce in not Martin County, but St. Lucie County, Martin County, Indian River, Okeechobee? And there was none to be found. And that was my confirmation there that I probably should start something that was needed. And that's how it was born, so to speak. So we've been around for since 2017. We have approximately 35 active members, but we have established, in my opinion, somewhat of a good footprint. We recently played a major role in helping the city of Port St. Lucie recognize the Juneteenth celebration. We get phone calls all the time from various different aspiring business owners, existing business owners, asking about how to get in the mix here in St. Lucie County. So we get calls left and right.
Okay, so let's stop at this point because I did attend the Juneteenth celebration in Port St. Lucie. It was held in tradition, and it was an incredible event. I'm wondering, is this the first time that Port St. Lucie has had a Juneteenth celebration, or am I a little late? Has it happened before and I just happened to come this year?
No, you're absolutely correct. It was the inaugural event, which comprised of a 3-day evolution. We had the 5K that took place on the week prior to the Saturday before Juneteenth, and then the mayor, Shannon Martin, she did the proclamation on that Thursday, and then participated in the educational piece on that Thursday night, and then that Friday was the one that you attended in tradition. So it was a joint evolution, and I've known Mayor Martin for several years, 15 years to be exact, and I thank her for having an open mind, along with her colleagues on the council, for saying, yeah, let's do this. So she jumped behind it, full force, and it was a seamless process, to be honest with you.
It was a beautiful event. People from all cultures were out there, and everybody celebrating and just what a community should be and what it should look like. And I was very impressed with that. Now, you mentioned something about, I think, on that Saturday, an educational piece. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes, there was a gentleman, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he's a renowned singer and there was a dance group there, so they had kids under 18 years old that did a dance, and he performed himself because he has a voice that reminds you of Frederick Douglass. His orating skills were off the charts, so that was well attended. Each of the events, the 5K, obviously, the educational piece, and the one at Tradition, it was well attended, and in fact, the entire process went viral because of the air show with the drone show. And I had people calling me who I'd served in the Marine Corps with, who still live in California. They heard of it back during that time.
Wow, well, it was incredible. I know that we've been having a Juneteenth for many years in Fort Pierce. Not really many years, but many more years than, you know, Port St. Lucie now doing theirs. And I attend both of them. Both of them were great. Now, there may be someone out there that doesn't know about Juneteenth. Can you give us a short synopsis of what June was all about, Juneteenth?
Well, Juneteenth, the gist of it basically is when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed off. It was 2 years later that the slaves in Galveston, Texas had no idea that they were freed. So once, I mean, imagine that, do the math on that, 2 years of staying in bondage. You know, so basically, some people, they refer to it as the real Black Freedom Day as opposed to the 4th of July. But those of us who know better, we understand. We acknowledge both the 4th of July as well as Juneteenth as well, because at the end of the day, we're all Americans, and that's what's important.
So going back to the Chamber of Commerce, you said there's a membership of about 35 businesses out there. I'm very impressed with that. You know, every time I see you, I say I want to join, and I just seem like we talked about it before we started airing about our busyness. And if I don't put it on the calendar, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
So, is there a certain day and time of the month that you guys meet?
Well, because of the varying schedules of the businesses that are on hand right now, we shifted our strategy to basically start doing networking events. We did one last month, which was successful. We had 30 people there who I never met before. The other 10 I knew. So we're starting. We had a brick and mortar before, which was across the street from the Met Stadium, but once COVID came about, and we saw no use into having a brick and mortar, we went viral strictly through the internet. So we do our networking under the premise of that, in terms of seeking other people and those who are available, who are already members. Correct. Online.
All right.
Yes. So.
So if someone wants to get involved, if someone wants to join, let us know what that's all about, how the path of joining and getting involved.
Right. Well, the easiest way is to go to the website, www.tcbcc.biz, and it has different packages there of the level that you want to come in, because you have aspiring entrepreneurs who are seeking to open a business, and you have existing businesses already. Last month, we got 3 members, one from Texas and 2 from the city, not the city of Port St. Lucie, but St. Lucie County. And they are roofing companies. I never met the individuals, but they understand that the market here in St. Lucie County is pretty hot.
So if someone goes on the website, they can see the next time you guys are going to meet and how to get online and all of that process.
Well, as far as the scheduling of when our next meeting goes, then that is sent out. That's not listed on the website.
You have to join? You have to join?
No, not necessarily. And let's say, for instance, you were in need of an electrician or something like that, or a realtor, or insurance agent. You can access our directory right now. And there are quite a few household names on there that are current members as well.
But if you want to become a member?
Yes, you just go to the member section.
Okay.
And then
That's what we wanna
it's
know.
a drop down section there, and you just pick,
Yes.
whichever one is
Yes.
applicable to you.
Right.
Because it changes, the rate changes from an individual to a person that employs 10 or more people. So, so
Okay.
it's a sliding scale depending on what type of enterprise you have.
So earlier, Dr. Howell mentioned a website, but you can Google it. I know it was too fast for you to take it down and write it down, but Google will tell you anything you want to know. So go and Google Black Chamber of Commerce.
Treasure
Here-
Coast.
Treasure Coast.
Black
Treasure
Chamber of
Coast.
Commerce.
Remember that, Treasure Coast. Okay, with that being said, tell us a little bit about your life in regards to, let's just start from the beginning and kind of work our way through, and I'll make sure we get through it so that I can ask you some more questions.
Exactly, exactly. I'm originally a native of Miami, Florida. That's where I was born in 1962. And after graduating from high school, obviously, I left to go to college. Now, I earned the title, unfortunately, as a college dropout, hence me earning the title as a Marine, because I remember specifically coming home with 1 A and 3 Fs. And my mom, she was the type that didn't spare the rod, and she told my sister, go and get that belt. And I said, time out, Mom.
This was at college?
I
This
was
is
already,
after you had
I was already
graduated,
18.
She can still get you. Okay.
I was 19 at the time.
Yeah.
And so I said, no, Mom, pause for a
Parents did not
second.
play back then.
Here are my enlistment papers to the United States Marine Corps. And I'm not going back to college. I've joined the Marine Corps, and I'm leaving on this particular date. And so after I left to go to college, dropped out of college to join the Marine Corps, after earning that title, that was significant for me. Because growing up in Miami, Florida, and I want to be totally transparent with you and the audience, my aspirations at the time, I had 2 goals. And that was, 1, to get me some shiny wheels on my car and get me some gold teeth in my mouth.
That sounds like a child.
Yes. So my father, who lived in Chicago, because he and my mother, my biological father, they were divorced at that time, and she said, you're going to go up with your dad for the summer. Well, unbeknownst to me, my older sister had signed papers on my behalf to attend Albany State. So my mother called me and said, after 2 weeks of being in Chicago, and says, you have to get back to Miami. I said, why, Mom? I thought I was up here for the summer. And she says, no, you've been accepted at Albany State. And so I went back home to attend Albany State, and then transferred after a year to Bethune-Cookman, stayed there, shiny car, shiny rims, but I was not going to class.
Oh,
and that's how I wound up in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So there are different options that someone out there, everybody is not meant to go to college even immediately. For some of us, we do other things before we get to that point of returning back to school. And then others go into different careers and different professions, right?
That's correct.
And all of that is education. Joining the Marines was an education, I'm sure, that you could share with us.
Yes.
It's all education, but make sure you get one.
That's right.
That's what we're saying. Whether you're going to being a mechanic, or you go into your own business of some type, but you didn't got, like you said, roofers. You got some roofers that's joined with the Chamber of Commerce. There's all type of professions. We just had an 8th grade class to career opportunity just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and we had people from all over the community, businesses, that came and showed children and young people the path to their particular profession. And all of it is educating yourself in some field, some study, some path in life. You just don't sit still.
Correct.
So tell us more about once you got into the Marine, because now you've joined the Marine, you've dropped out of college. Talk to us about your Marine experience a little.
Yes. One of the things that I learned to leverage, Dr. Mills, was that I did have the 3 years of experience of attending college. So when I went to boot camp, out of 44 of us, I was the second oldest in my platoon.
Okay.
And so I thank God, my senior drill instructor, we're still connected today via social media. Master Gunnery Sergeant Laws, Gary Laws, he basically saw a tattoo on my chest, and it was during the hygiene inspection. And so they said, where'd you get that tattoo from? And it's a fraternal tattoo. And so once they found out that I had college experience, then they named me as the scribe for the platoon. So after graduating PFC, because they recognized that I had some type of intellect, for lack of better words, then I began to leverage that in the Marine Corps. And I remember being stationed in Hawaii, and I was young at the time when I was in Hawaii, probably 23, 24 years old, and this older Marine, he said, hey, Corporal Howell, he says, what are you doing today when you get off work? I say, I'm going down to Waikiki Beach like everybody else and, you know, do what single people do, party. And so he says, didn't you have some college experience? And I say, yes, I did. Why do you ask? And he says, well, you know those college credits are collecting dust. He says, you're going to be here for 3 years. Why don't you take the time to enroll in one of these schools that you're passing by en route to Waikiki Beach? And that sort of resonated with me, Dr. Mills. And when everybody else, nothing wrong with, I'm not judging anybody because I partied, did my time.
That was your path.
But I made sure that I took time out to go to school while I was over there. So when I left to become a drill instructor 3 years later, I had my associate's degree completed. And so that was a significant moment in my life because he reminded me that I started something and you should finish it.
That's great. I have my youngest son that graduated from Fort Pierce Central, graduated top of his class, never had to speak to him for a moment about getting up and going to school, always did his own homework, never seen his homework. I mean, he was just one of those type. And then when he graduated, he decided to go to California to become famous, you know, and to become a singer. And he never even really sung around the house or anything. But he went, and he had an AA degree. He was able to get his AA degree with the dual enrollment program that we have, and went off. Didn't want to continue school. Wanted to go and become famous, okay? Well, he's still in California. He left at 17. He graduated early. He went to California. Very independent young man. Went there and have been pretty successful. He's maintained himself. But he realized he needed to go back to school.
That's right.
So he's gone back to school. He only has 3 more classes to complete, you know, working full time and carrying his own load. So, you know, life takes twists and turns.
It does.
And if it does, that's okay. You don't give up. You just do what you're going to do and continue to move forward. And that's what you did.
Exactly.
And then you had someone wonderful that spoke into your life. And that's so important that we have people that speak. I've had people speak in my life that turned me.
That's right.
From one way to another. Got me something to think about. So don't ever give up on our young people and those that you're speaking into their lives, because you could say one thing. He said one thing to you.
That's right.
That resonated and propelled you to go to the next level.
Exactly.
And it may not come from a parent. It may come from someone, a stranger.
That's right.
But always be listening, because you never know who might speak into your lives, right?
That's the key.
Now, tell us this. This is the next thing I wanted to find out. How did you grow up as a child? I mean, what was your life like? Did you have 2 parents, a single parent? Talk to us about that.
Okay, my biological father and my mother, they divorced early before I could know left from right.
Okay.
And then my stepfather came into our life, and he was an educator. And so the education was always a part of our value system. All of my sisters, I have
What did he do, your stepdad, as far as educator?
in fact, he started the teachers union in Miami, in Dade County.
All right.
Yes, many years ago,
all right.
So he was a union guy with Metro Dade.
Okay.
United
teach
Teachers
high
of
school?
Dade.
Did he
Yes,
teach-
he taught elementary, and it's ironic that you mention that because he taught at a school, and every time he would go to the Museum of Science or he'd take different field trips, I didn't really want to go, but my mom said, you're going.
Right.
But as I left the nest, Dr. Mills, I was able to see the benefit of having that exposure to the Museum of Science, going to the zoo, going to the Philharmonic Symphony. I gained appreciation for the humanities, so to speak.
That's usually how it happens.
Right.
You know,
right.
as a kid, you don't want to go. Sometimes you have to have someone at the, basically, as my husband said, his mama used to take him by the ear and drag him to church. He's a pastor today, right?
Look at that.
But he didn't want to go at that time. But he realized how powerful that was once he got matured into an adult. And later on in life gave his life to the Lord.
Right.
And from that point on just began to desire to preach and teach and lead people in that area. But he was something else back then. And mamas didn't play back then. You had to do what mama said back then. So I mean, even to the point you said you came out of school, you're in college, and she about to spank you real good about
put it to me. But you know, ironically, all of my sisters, they all have been studious even to this day. All of them are college graduates. The three boys, the two brothers, we are all Marines, and I have another brother and sister we have same father and different mother. And they're successful as well. You know,
Who are you most thankful for?
First and foremost, Jesus Christ, because I woke up this morning.
All right.
And let me start there. And I'll say the coalition of my three parents, my father and my mother and my stepfather, because the three of them were very instrumental in keeping me grounded, even when I didn't want to listen.
So dad stayed in your life, your biological dad.
Yes.
Even though they were not married, you had.
Correct.
Yeah, you had what I call several aces in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He wasn't there in the physical form, but we always knew who he was.
Yeah, which makes a huge difference.
He was.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that makes such a huge difference.
You know,
and then
we're tight to this day.
Yes, and then to have a good man come into your mom's life after was a big plus. Yeah.
And ironically, the two of them got along together.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good people can get along.
That's right. Absolutely.
So, talk about a teacher maybe that might come to mind that made an impact on your life and tell us why.
Okay, well, I got a couple and I'll be brief with it.
Okay.
Mrs. Jaworski, she actually taught me how to write. Mrs. Rotolo, at the junior high level, she taught me how to write between the lines, all right? And Mrs. Troll at the senior high, my home economics teacher, she's the one who grabbed me by the collar and said, you were not in class yesterday. She says, I'm not going to ask you where you were or what you were doing, but you're better than that. All right? And the last one is Dr. Douglas Campbell. When I was in pursuit of my doctoral degree, he was the one who told me one day, simply because you're a doctor, you know, at that level, they want you to challenge certain things.
For sure.
But I questioned something, and he told me I didn't know what the blankety blank I was talking about, and he was right. He was absolutely right. But he was very instrumental in me being Dr. Howell today. He taught me how to add to the discourse, so to speak.
So when did you go back to school to receive a doctorate?
I started in 2016.
Was it after you came out of the Marines?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I was conferred in 2022.
Okay, so you got your bachelor's while you were in Hawaii.
No, I got my associate's degree while I was in Hawaii, and my
Okay.
bachelor's when I was getting ready to retire from the Marine Corps, and I simultaneously got my DD-214 and walked across the stage
Good for you. Good
at
for
Chapman
you.
University
Good for
in
you.
California.
There's a couple of times you talked about partying, and you still like to party. I noticed
Absolutely.
that on your Facebook. You like to party today, but you
Absolutely.
didn't let partying
That's
take
right.
control of your life and start to destroy you, such as alcoholism,
Right.
or those things that can cause a lot of pain and heartache later on in
Absolutely.
life. So I'm sure that is what helped you stay successful.
Correct.
Because you're still a partying man.
Oh yeah, I love that. Absolutely.
You like your cigars and all that.
I like the jazz.
Yes, you like
Indeed.
jazz, right.
Absolutely.
When did you consider yourself a success?
I would say, Dr. Mills, after I earned the title Marine, stepping on the yellow footprints, when they say the few are proud, and God bless all the other branches, but I can speak for the United States Marine Corps. That title is not given, it's earned. And if you could put your mindset into where I was at that time, dropping out of college, having that title of a dropout, even one of your own here, Dr. Kevin Perry, he knows the story very well because I was on Bethune-Cookman. We had the shiniest Volkswagens, but guess what? Dr. Perry went to class. He was always smart. He was always studious. And so when I go to homecoming, and I saw him years ago to the Bethune-Cookman homecoming, and a lot of people, they thought I was just a dropout who joined the Marines. And then when I give them a card, I don't say anything. They say, "Hey, Chan, how you doing?" Everybody has street names, whatever. No one knows me as Chauncelor. And then when I give them my card, if they ask
Except
for
me.
it, yes, and then they look at it and they say, "Wow, when did you become a doctor?"
We are almost out of time.
Okay.
So I have one more question
Yes, ma'am.
that I want to ask you. Do you believe in second chances?
Absolutely, without reservation. There's this thing called 0% mentality, defective mentality. No, no one here is perfect. Everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance. There are no people who are perfect.
Dr. Howell, thank you so much for this interview
Yes.
on who you are. And you have encouraged me. That's why I have the Speakers Bureau. I get encouraged, okay?
Beautiful.
But, and I believe that we are forever learners. Those of us that are willing to always learn something.
Right.
And you mentioned how curious you were as a child. If we're always willing to learn, we can achieve.
That's right.
And I wish I had more time because I sure have more questions. But maybe in the future, at some point, I can have you come back and we can discuss a little bit more about the ways of success in life.
That's right.
In spite of life.
In spite of life.
Thank you so
Well,
much,
thank
Dr.
you.
Howell. I
It's
appreciate
been a pleasure.
you coming. God bless
Absolutely.
you.
God bless you.
And thank you for being a part of the Speakers Bureau. We appreciate you being here with us. Have a good day.